Not really. We're going to keep going. We got Dark Tower. Better late than never. Hey, everybody. Well, hello. You're not late. You're fine. Haven't started officially the show yet. Still got 20 seconds to go. Philip Gaming. What's up? Juan Carlos Gonzalez Jr. Good morning. Good to see you. And gifted a membership by the great and powerful Hoove. All right, everybody. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whatever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. 17 stories in all, including this one, which I think is going to take a little explanation. Apparently, Donald Trump says in his administration, he's going to have John Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone as his special ambassadors or dangerous liaisons for Hollywood. In other words, a way to communicate with, the stealthy folks that want to protect freedom, and liberty and other things that aren't allowed to do it publicly for, fear of not getting any more jobs ever. Now, on top of the fact that he's also going to utilize them to speak Hollywoodese and maybe get a sense of what's going on over there and the sentiments around the neo-Marxism that's being pushed there. So good luck and God bless and Godspeed. I want to say a quick thank you to Tipping Bar for a $2 super chat. Happy to be able to hear you today. I'm happy to be able to be heard. Yes, that's true. We've also got this. Anheuser-Busch sending the Budweiser's Clydesdales right back down the local path to the Super Bowl audiences, which means they have decided that they need your money and they are sorry they pushed you away. And they've destroyed their number one brand, all because of being Heinerschneided. That's a term I will never forget. Let's move on to the fact that TikTok is going to be cannibalized if it's not saved. And that's something we all could have guessed. Everybody's going to be coming for the millions of creators that have been influencing people for quite some time. By the way, a lot of the people who are crazy on the left side of things are not welcome over on Red Note. I wonder why. I do know that Biden is not intending to enforce his ban. So he's going to leave the fate of the app to Trump. Yeah, he doesn't want to weigh in on that. Democrats are already at odds with the voting public and with a lot of people already. So the Supreme Court's decision is going to probably happen today at some point, and it's most likely that they're going to say, nah, we're going to uphold the law. We've got ABC News setting their White House team. It's really not going to change all that much, so you're going to see a lot more garbage coming from ABC News. David Lynch passed away yesterday. Rest in peace, my friend, a fabulous filmmaker, a true auteur, and somebody who majorly influenced a lot of the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and well into the 2000s, and was continuing to produce projects all the way through last year and had something in the works right now. We've got Greta Gerwig, obviously enjoying Ozempic, but at the same time enjoying that she's going to release her Narnia garbage on Thanksgiving 2026 in select IMAX theaters. This is going to super suck, and thank you, Netflix, for destroying this particular piece of literature for everyone. Speaking of destroying things, Baldoni's not going down without a fight. We've talked about it in the lawsuit that he just filed to the tune of $400 million, but somehow roped in Taylor Swift. That's right. Apparently, because they're besties, Blake and Taylor exchange a lot of text messages, and some of those have been exposed, and Taylor has been called one of Blake's dragons. So I have a feeling that this hot mess isn't going to go away for a while, and a lot of people are not going to want the attention that's going to be laid out upon them. I know I wouldn't. I have to tell you that LA wildfires are, winding down in a lot of locations, but still a major factor in California. And I'm very concerned that fire season isn't over. Evacuation orders have been lifted in most places, and officials are warning about toxic debris, problems with water, and a worry about winter rains, which often bring mudslides after events like this. Again, an ounce of prevention would have cured a lot of this a lot sooner. Speaking of things that are cured, it looks like the stock market's in for a winning week in the first week of since the beginning of 2025. It's not without precedent that we would have to wait until earnings season to get a good sense of what the market's doing. But the IMF overall still wants USA to carry the global load for its growth. No, thank you. I think Trump tariffs, tax reductions, and deportations could certainly solve a lot of problems where, well, the globalists think we should be footing the bill. No, thank you. Biden's warning of the very things that he allowed to occur and actually encouraged during his presidency. It's called an oligarchy, and apparently AP doesn't know what that means, and they also think their audience is dumb. Again, AP, lowest common denominator and wonderful propagandist for the extreme left. We've got JP Morgan posting record profits. They look like they're going to do very well into 2025, all on, well, you. That's right, you. Fire at one of the world's largest battery plants in California, which is near Monterey, is forcing evacuations because guess what? This stuff isn't good to breathe. Oh, that's right. You know what? Lithium and everything else that's in every electric car. Oh, well, almost every electric car now. Yeah, this entire plant's on fire. I think this thing's toast. Speaking of toast, FTC bans GM from information sharing of any data that it collects. It shouldn't be collecting anything without consent. And I think the FTC is large and in charge on this one. And finally, we're going to do this in bonus time, but I have a great and powerful bear story for you. Yeah, comes all the way from Alaska. And, well, this can happen anywhere, not just Alaska. So we'll get to that in just a second. So stick around for bonus time. And for those of you watching on the replay, chances are you aren't seeing bonus time. So if you watch live, you get to see it. And sometimes you get to see it when it's not. But thanks for checking out. And if you are rewatching on the replay, let me know with Replay Gang. All right, jumping over to the boneless. Boom. All right, everybody. So with our final story, number 17 in all, we have a story I want to cover, and I may leave this in for bonus time. But coming out of Alaska, warming weather, because there's warming and cooling trends in Alaska, just like everywhere else in the world. Bears wake up when it's warmer. They wake from hibernation. They also do this here in the lower parts of the states, and it's not uncommon. But the problem is, and I pointed this out about a week ago, that when bears wake in the winter, they're ravenous. They're starving. They'll continue to eat as they can. And so you need to be very aware. Anywhere that there's bears, year-round awareness is encouraged. Yeah, there's that. So the Alaskan Department of Fish and Game urges Alaskans to stay bear aware all year long. While the ADF&G notes that April and May tend to be the start of both brown and black bears emerging from hibernation, they have received reports this year that bears are already waking up. We've gotten several reports of bears being seen or heard, and some paw prints there in Russian Jack, which is in Anchorage. That type of behavior, Stan Torf said, is not uncommon. So all of the climate alarmists can calm down. This is normal, he said, for bears to wake up during the winter months, and they do walk around and then return to a den, but not always, especially in the lower 48. So just be aware. It's not uncommon. It happens, and it's fine. It's just dangerous. So just watch out because they are quite ravenous. And warming temperatures can shorten the time that bears may stay asleep, but also they could wake up and emerge 10 days earlier or 10 days later. It doesn't seem to matter very much. So, but I thought that was interesting. I thought everybody should be bear aware. I hope you agree.